Hey, how's it going? It's Jocelyn here with the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. If you're tuning in today, this is a Friday episode where we talk about mindset and motherhood. On Tuesday, we are deep into pregnancy and how to find positivity during pregnancy, which can be a very hard season of life. Thank you for joining me. As you listen to this episode, if you find someone or you think of someone that comes to mind that you could share this episode with, maybe it's one of your mom friends, a sister, or a cousin, will you share this episode with them? Word of mouth is how this podcast gets spread. I don't do any paid advertising or anything like that. So as you spread this message, we can help more mothers to find positivity in motherhood, in being a mom, and during pregnancy. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, host of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life, and I can help you. Thanks for joining. So thank you for joining me today. I'm actually really excited about today's topic, and that is how mothers set the mood. And I kind of want to give you a little visual to go with this episode. Let's see how I do at my storytelling. There she was, sitting on the floor with her young daughter. Toys were strewn about here and there, and books were scattered around beside them. They had been sitting together on the floor, looking at books and discussing some of the stories that they had read about. She took this moment to study her daughter as she put down the book that they were reading. Her daughter was young and still had some of that cute toddler chubby around her cheeks and her cute little hands. And she just felt such deep love for this young girl she had the privilege of raising. She felt honored that it was her time to raise this daughter. Out of the blue, her daughter looked up to her in earnestness. "I don't want to be a mom when I grow up." This surprised her. "Why, honey? Why do you not want to be a mom when you grow up?" "'Cause moms never get to do anything fun. They always have to stay home or are sick in bed. I don't want to be a mom when I grow up." This panged her soul, and she knew she had some deep reflection and some thinking to do. So I actually just made that story up, but I had a similar visual once, probably 4 or 5 years ago, of what were my kids seeing that motherhood looked like. What did motherhood look like? And at the time, motherhood looked miserable. I hated life. It was so hard to be a stay-at-home mom. As a girl and a young child, I always dreamed of being a stay-at-home mom and being with my children and raising them. That was kind of what I dreamed. But when that dream became a reality, if I can spit out my words, it was hard. I'm not going to lie. It was really hard, especially mentally for me. I really struggled to enjoy motherhood. That is until I started finding mindset shifts and tips that really helped me to enjoy motherhood. And we are going to talk about that today. I'm actually going to give you 3 ways that mothers set the mood in their home. Okay, the first way that you as a mother set the mood in your home is through the decor that is in your home. What decor do you have hanging on your walls? What pictures are in your home? Are they family pictures? Are they pictures of Christ? Are they other artworks? What decor do you have around your home, and is it uplifting? That's the kicker. If it's not uplifting, maybe you should think of trying to find a replacement that is uplifting, that does encourage, and does bring a positive vibe instead of a negative one. So think about the decor around your home and the atmosphere that you create through your home decorating. The next way that you can set the mood in your home is by what is allowed. So a good way to think about this is through traditions. And as I give you the analogy of traditions, you'll be able to apply it to other simple things in parenting. So maybe you're that family. So I'm going to refer to it as that family. You're that family that does outdoor activities together. You always hike together. You are that family that is musically inclined and everybody knows how to play an instrument, or they all learn instruments. Or you are that family that is hardworking and serves and helps a lot of people. Whatever it may be, what are you for that family? What is your things? Are you guys outdoorsy? Are you into plays? What do you do in your family? So as you start thinking about what kind of traditions your family has and does, what makes you that family, air quotes, you can also apply that to parenting. So I am kind of that family that does not allow my kids to watch very much screen time. You can apply this to what is or is not allowed in your home. Do you allow R-rated movies or do you not? And start thinking through some of these things that kind of define you as a parent. What is allowed in your parenting style? What feels right to you? What can your kids do or can they not do? Because as you have these set up in your mind, what is allowed and what is not allowed, that also sets the mood in your home. My kids just know we don't watch TV during the day. We just don't. We will sometimes do it in the evening, and even more in the winter in the evening when it's dark, but we just don't watch TV during the day. And I intentionally tried to set that up from the beginning. So think about these things, and what do you want? What is allowed in your home? What describes you in that family, if that makes sense? All right, the third, and I would say the biggest way that mothers set the mood in their home is through their attitude. I remember once I was reading some books. I really enjoy reading, and I was reading this book about a child who had a mother who didn't really care about this child. In fact, they probably neglected her emotionally and didn't connect, were very not into their child. And it really got me thinking and reflecting about the differences in attitudes. And in that story, or a different story, I can't remember if this was the same story or different stories that I had been reading close to the same time, but there was a different mother in the story who did love their child, and how much more that child seemed to thrive when that mother was striving to emotionally connect with the child. And it came to me of how much difference an attitude makes. How much your attitude makes in raising your children. Now, I know we can't always be happy in the person that we desire to be, because as even in the scriptures it says there's opposition in all things. We're always going to have some of that negative opposition. But as we strive to overcome it, as we strive to have the positive attitude, this gives the example to our children. Kind of going back to the story in the beginning, what example was that mother giving to her child? Based on what the child said, the mom was probably giving the impression that motherhood was terrible, that it was hard, and that she never got to do anything fun. What impression are you giving your kids about motherhood? Are they going to look forward to motherhood and parenthood with excitement and joy because of how fun it was for them in their home? Or are they going to resent it and never want kids because of how miserable their childhood was? Now, I know it's not always either or, and I hate using those either or statements, but sometimes they are effective in helping us to reroute our attitude and helping us to get back on the track that we desire to be and becoming the mother that we desire to be. Is to reflect on it, how your children might be viewing motherhood through your attitude. So I encourage you to think on those things, and I always like to give you a little summary at the end so that it's a little easier to remember. And if you want to get a pen or a paper and pencil and jot these ideas down so that you can stick that sticky note on your refrigerator, it will help you remind you how mothers set the mood and to change your attitude if needed. So those three things were to think about the decor around your home. Does it bring in a positive, happy, vibrant, encouraging atmosphere? The next was to think of what kind of family you are. What are some of your parenting things that define you? What are some of the traditions you do together? And how do you set the mood through those? And the third was your attitude. Are you enjoying motherhood or are you hating life? Look at it through the lens of your children. Do you think they would enjoy becoming a parent based on how you parent? Sometimes thinking about these hard and difficult things can help us to do better. And I want to help you to do better. I don't want to give you a guilt trip. I want to help you improve and to find more positivity in motherhood. Because I know that as you do, you will be happier. You will find more joy and satisfaction in raising these little children that God has gifted you with, that God has gifted us with. It is a stewardship and it is a sacrifice, but it's a beautiful blessing and can be so amazing. Sometimes it just might take a little bit of our intentionality in changing what we do to set the mood. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode. If you want deeper help, I can help you. I can help you in motherhood through some one-on-one coaching, where I can help you 10 minutes at a time to become the person that you want to be, to become the person you want to be. I can't say that right, apparently. To help you overcome those roadblocks and mental blocks in your mind that are holding you back from becoming the mother that you desire. Sometimes it does require a coach to help you get through some of those blocks. I have hired coaches on and off throughout my development, and they have helped tremendously. So if that calls to you, hit me up in the emails, and the email is in the show notes. It is still Melly or a mentor, but it's easily found right there, and I can help you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. And most of all, thank you for implementing your tools. You are amazing, Mama, and your children need you. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts for a better you in a positive pregnancy, in losing that stubborn baby weight, and becoming the mom you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. I can help you find the small, doable steps without drastic changes to your everyday mom life. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.